Good morning.
We are live. Is it morning?
It's
No.
not. It's afternoon.
It is the afternoon now.
I got it wrong. Welcome back to Sessions in the Rangey.
Oh, you got it right.
I got it right this time.
Nice.
So we were just, we're at Mt Coot-Tha now, which is in Brisbane.
Yes.
It's a lookout behind us.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we came up here is because when we're having expansive conversations, we usually want to get out into nature. Honestly, it's far too hot in Brisbane right now for us to get out into nature.
It's so hot.
So we thought we'd come up here because,
Yeah.
again, expansion and allows us to have some really cool thoughts and really check in with each other, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And I think this is really valuable for those entrepreneurs or online business owners who do work from home, because you can be really stuck in the day-to-day operations, and you forget the importance of actually getting out, and not always getting out to a cafe because it might be, the cool thing to do, but actually getting out into nature, but also getting out into an area where you can see the horizon, where you're actually above, like you have an elevated view, and you can have those thoughts. Maybe that's with your partner, maybe that's with yourself, but you're really spending some time and think. And I think a lot of people forget the importance, but they also forget to do this.
Yeah. I think there's, for us, we usually go to one or two places. We'll go to like a beach, or
Yes.
we'll go to somewhere like today where we can see like the views of like a big city. Okay, Brisbane's not a huge city, but like it's built up. And the reason why for me, why I love the city one so much, and I love the beach one, don't get me wrong, but the city one was really good because what you are able to see when you're looking out over a city, when you're looking out over the the hustle and bustle and all those things, you can see the dreams of what people have created. That's a big thing for me. In Brisbane, there's the Story Bridge and things like that. There's the buildings, and you get to just sit and look and go, okay, somebody's done all of that, and at one point that wasn't real, at one point that wasn't a thing, so you can get to sit and appreciate it. Now we've got a 5-day business retreat in about 2 weeks, and we're constantly in preparation for that throughout the year anyway, but as we're getting to these final few weeks, these types of sit downs, even for 10-15 minutes, it allows us to maybe have that one thought that then goes and allows us to share that in our retreat. And so these things are all they're intertwined, but so powerful for when you're trying to think bigger. We often do this as well when we're expanding our goals, don't we?
Absolutely, yes. And I think that's kind of the point that I was going to make as well, because I think if you set your business up in a way where you're on constant, client calls, where you're always in your business, where you don't really have the time freedom to do the things that you want, then how can you think bigger? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you plan, and how do you allow yourself the time to actually go to these places and think? Because if you're working constantly in your business, and then the weekends you're like, this is my weekend, I just need to chill, then there's no time. There's no time for you. There's no time to think bigger. And as Martin said, when you're overlooking a city, I can give that example at the moment. All of those buildings, the canals, all of these things that were man-made was once an idea. Yeah. Someone thought of that idea, and then they got a team together, and then they obviously created a manifestation of what they were thinking. And this is really powerful, because how do we create those manifestations if we don't allow ourselves the time to actually spend thinking about what the hell we want? We're so clear as human beings on all the things that we're not good at, or all the things that aren't going so well, all the things that could be going better. We can talk about them with so much like emotion to it, but how do you create the new when you're still holding on to the old? And I think that's what's really, really important about spending these times, and as often as you can, and your business should be working around this. Yeah,
I completely agree, and just want to add on that point. It's like everyone who had a dream and they put things together, they did it from a place of think first.
Yes.
We talk a lot about this with our clients, and it's like, you know, when you're in a place of think, when you don't have things going on around you, as one example, when you don't have heaps of client calls, things like that, it gives you space to think bigger and outside of yourself.
Yes.
Whereas when you're caught up in day to day, whether that's business or
life,
relationship, emotions, whatever it is, like when you don't have that step back, you can't possibly look for a different way. Whereas most people are running even their business model, even the way they bring on clients, all these things, it isn't set up for them to truly succeed. It's set up for them to, you know, maybe become busy. It's maybe set up to survive. It's maybe set up to do okay. But very few actually that we've seen anyway that can work with us or whatever, very few are taking this step back and actually really spending this time in this think scenario, because as soon as you do, like even just then we had like a little golden nugget, and that's what we came up here for. That was it. It was like as soon as we had this, we had a little chuckle, and we were done, and we're like, cool, that's all our clients need from that. And that's why we were here. Okay, so again, allow yourself that think, allow yourself the space, and if you don't have time for that,
there's your problem.
The more important thing is to figure out how the hell you get time to do that, because that's where the growth really lies.
Yes, exactly. I think, you know, and to add, it's like in order to create the new, in order to you know, create those manifestations, the dream, you know, the life of your dreams, the finances, all of those sorts of things, you've got to spend time thinking about what that actually looks like.
Dreaming.
Because and dreaming, and you know, more time, what is that? Like, that's too general. Like, more money, what is that? You got to get clear on that. What is it that you actually want to create in this world? What is the impact? What is the contribution? How do you want to be remembered? All of these big conversations, they happen and are created, and you get the idea that's going to enable you to move closer to that goal. It happens in these moments.
Awesome. Thanks for joining, guys. Speak soon. Sessions in the range, back soon.